Greetings, great youth of Africa. It is my immense pleasure to join you to celebrate with all your peers around the world the International Youth Day 2020 under the theme Youth Engagement for Global Action. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been quite a year. Since March, the COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in some of the most severe economic and social shocks in our lifetime. The measures our governments put in place to mitigate the crisis have their own implications, and those implications have had a particular effect on young people all over the world. Starting from disruptions to education, work and play, lives have been altered, lifestyles and livelihoods, and we have all had to come to terms with what has been described as our new normal. Significantly in Africa, over 75% of our population are under the age of 35. The historical challenges of education, employment, health, and meaningful engagement are even further intensified by the COVID-19 pandemic. Systemic bottlenecks of power, infrastructure, and access to internet have become magnified roadblocks to the ability of young Africans to adapt to the current realities. In the midst of all this, our youth have risen to these challenges with unwavering resilience and positioned themselves at the center of finding solutions to the new problems we face directly from the pandemic and its ripple effects on existing norms and challenges. Young people are integral to the recovery of the world from our current situation and have been able to navigate our current world with agility, innovation, energy, and creativity. For this, we say kudos to the frontliners, the youth of Africa who are on the front line. Africa, and indeed the rest of the world, must leverage this natural affinity of our youth for cutting-edge progress towards sustainable development. Young people have continuously demonstrated their influence over social, political, and economic issues despite the challenges they face in terms of inclusion by their governments. Youth remain the most effective advocates for progress through individual yet robust action in their day-to-day lives. The collective power of the initiative, vision, and proactivity of young people has the potential to break the circles which have heretofore limited our development. This is the central reason why the African Union developed its youth sector response to COVID-19. And since March 2020, we have been supporting the efforts of young people to innovate solutions, continue their learning, maintain personal and environmental safety and security, and be community responders. We have provided platforms for knowledge exchange and engaging conversations to amplify the voices of young Africans. We have done all this in collaboration with our global and continental partners for stronger delivery of our mandate to our youth. The African Union Youth Envoy, in the person of Ms. Aya Shebi, have been leading a lot of youth engagement through webinars and conferences and seminars. This year's International Youth Day theme, Youth Engagement for Global Action, is a timely reminder that young people are key to realizing any desired future and must be custodians of their own development, as called for by Article 26A of the African Youth Charter. The time has come for reinforced focus on young people as the drivers of development in our world. The actions of young people today will make or break the next few decades. We must harness the demographic dividend of the youth of Africa. We must harness this demographic dividend by investing in our youth, and we must walk the talk. To harness the incomparable brilliance of our youth, we, the duty bearers, must provide a viable environment through providing opportunities and creating spaces for our young people to thrive. On the commemoration of this International Youth Day, I hereby celebrate every young person in Africa and outside the continent, and I acknowledge your commendable efforts at local, national, continental, and global levels. I commit to continue working to ensure the enhancement of your representation and engagement at all levels of our society, and to amplify your voice to spaces where it will have the most influence. As you take the reins of our future, I am confident in the belief that the progress, sustainable peace, and development we envision for our continent and our world will certainly come to fruition. Yes, youth of Africa, for us to achieve the vision of Agenda 2063, that vision of an integrated, prosperous, and peaceful Africa, driven by its own competent and skilled citizens, able to play in the global arena, we must harness our demographic dividend, and we must invest in the youth of Africa. The 4 E's of education, employment, engagement, and education must come into implementation through the 1 million by 2021 initiative of His Excellency Dr. Musa Faki Mahamad. Dear youth of Africa, dear youth of the world, every youth wherever you are found in the nooks and crannies of this whole wide world, happy International Youth Day.
Ain't nobody be stopping them, ain't nobody be stopping us. This is for Africa, we will win. This is for Africa, we're going in. This is for Africa, say it again. 2020.